Do you foresee normalization with Saudis and Israel in the near future?
Look, relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia already contain some elements of normalizations. As you know, since the Abraham Accords were signed a few years ago, Saudi Arabia allows El Al to fly above Saudi soil on their way to the Emirates and to Bahrain. So what is this if not, at least partially, normalization?
Okay. Let's move on to what you brought up, the future of the Palestinian, both in Gaza and in the West Bank. Tell us about the plan, what your thoughts are on the proposed plan of the Trump administration, as well as your own plan for an Emirates-style arrangement.
First of all, we have to divide between Judea and Samaria, the so-called West Bank, and Gaza. Until the war, I included them together because of the possibility to do the same thing as I will describe. But since the war started, and the fact that many of the clans in Gaza are shattered to pieces, I'm at all not sure that this is applicable on Gaza. But apart from this, the Judea and Samaria, the Arab population is very clannish. And in the Arab world, and we are talking about Arabs after all, in the Arab world, the Arab countries are sharply divided between two kinds of states. One kind is the failing states, and one kind is a successful state. The failing states are Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Sudan, Libya, while the successful ones are Kuwait, Qatar is a successful state, the 7 Arab Emirates, which are united in the United Arab Emirates, Oman, Sultanate of Oman, and Saudi Arabia. The question is, why are Lebanon, Syria, and so forth are failing, while Kuwait and the Emirates are successful? One would say because of the oil in the Gulf. It's wrong, because Iraq has a lot of oil, and Iraq is a failing state. Hell on earth. Libya as well has a lot of oil, yet it is a totally failing state. While Dubai, for example, has no oil and no gas. Maybe 1 or 2% of their economy is based on gas and oil. And Dubai, without oil, is heaven on earth. So definitely it's not the oil, because Iraq and Libya, with a lot of oil, are hell on earth. So what is the reason for the failure? The fact that each and every one of these countries, the failing countries, are a conglomerate of ethnic groups like Arabs, Kurds, Turkmens, Armenians, and Berbers in North Africa, clannish groups, means tribes, religious groups like Muslims, Christians, Alawites, Druze, Yazidis, and many more religious. Only Iraq is 10 religions in Iraq. And sectarian groups, Sunnah, Shia, all kinds of denominations. So when the society of a state is comprised of many ethnic, tribal, religious, and or sectarian groups, the state has to be the dictatorship in order to impose itself on the people who want to remain as they are, loyal to their backgrounds, while the state, using modern slogans like socialism, liberalism, modernism, all these isms, which came from the West, is actually a failing state, because the people look at the state as something which was imposed on them by the West, either by France or by Britain or by Italy when it comes to the Libyan case. So the state has to be dictatorship to fight its own people, as we see in Syria, in Libya, in Iraq, and the state is a failure. While the successful states, Kuwait and the Gulf states, each and everyone belongs to one single clan. Kuwait belongs to Al Sabah. This is the clan of Sabah. Qatar belongs to Al Thani. Dubai belongs to Al Maktoum. Abu Dhabi belongs to Al Nahyan. And Saudi Arabia belongs to Al Saud. Means, if you establish a state on a homogeneous, consolidated plan, it's a successful state. Nobody fights anybody. And the leadership is actually the traditional leadership, which was the leaders already 200 years ago when they were riding camels in the desert. Okay, today they ride golden Lamborghinis. What's the difference? There's no difference. The camel is 4-on-4, and the Lamborghini also. The camel has leather seats. The same thing as the Lamborghini. Means they adopted in the Gulf, they adopted the modern tools, devices, cars, computers, cell phones, everything, but they did not adopt the Western values. They continue to run their states based on the clan system, which is the only system which works in the Middle East. This is the Middle East. A small introduction.